Yeah, you thought you were gonna be watching Porky versus Eric Cartman, but it is I, Combo Breaker, here to plug so many things it's practically a fire hazard. Yeah, that joke's probably getting old. Anyway, I need to plug a few things. For one, I need to plug my Discord, which there'll be a link to in the description down below. I really hope you guys join. It's a lot of fun there, guys. You can post memes, talk to me, suggest battles, you get hints for what the next fight's gonna be despite how cryptic it is, and you get to partake in my new fun and sadistic game called Bad Rules Duels, where I come up with an incredibly stupid fight, and then you guys have to come up with an even stupider reason for why the character wins. We've done Shrek vs. Erdrick, All Might vs. Broly. Just recently we did Banjo-Kazooie vs. Arsene and Joker, which was really stupid. And the person who wins actually gets a bonus hit for the next fight. But that's it for my Discord. There's also t-shirts in the description down below that at the very least I hope you guys check out the designs because they look fucking awesome. God, I really hope you guys check those out at the very least. And finally, in the description down below, you'll see a link to my win-loss record, which has every character to ever appear on my show, who they fought, and whether or not they've won or lost. Without further ado, let's get into the episode!
Step inside my twisted world, where heroes will collide. Villains are the only evil, there are no fucking sides. Every match will test their stats, every loss and win are weighed. Any chance they thought they had could all end up in vain on Combo Breaker.
You know, every friend group consists of a set of stereotypes or archetypes, like the funny guy, the friendly guy, the lady killer, and most importantly, the girl. I don't think that last one's an archetype, but you missed a really important one. That one super douchey friend that you're not quite sure why you all hang out with, because he's a total asshole. Oh yeah, I know a guy like that, he's the only one in my friend group. Oh yeah, who was that? Hey, wait a second, you bastards, get over here! But friends aside, that kind of personality is what connects today's combatants. I'm of course talking about Porky Minch, the jackass servant of Gygas and nemesis to Ness. And Eric Cartman, the sadistic wizard and superhero of South Park. Are you fucking serious? What are you so pissed off about? We're doing another Earthbound fight, and it's not fucking Red versus Gygas. Why haven't we done that one yet? See, he's ready to kick that red creature's scrawny demonic ass. Calm the hell down, man. Look, I'm working on Red vs. Gygas. It's just a strange fight to talk about. I mean, Gygas doesn't even have, like, a physical form. I mean, look at him. He's like a wallpaper, alright? Also, I'm stalling for predictions. Oh, God. If you just want to make a video prediction, put it in the comments down below with a link to it, or go into my Discord and post it there. Oh, sorry. That was, it's an interesting coughing fit. You should do a prediction. So in the meantime, we're going to be talking about the minion to an all-powerful godlike creature and a ginormous fat asshole. Eric Cartman? What? No, Porky Minch. Why did you say Cartman? This is Porky's analysis. Well, Cartman's a fat asshole who helped Cthulhu try and take over the world, which would make Mintberry crunch Ness because they're both overpowered, and Mysterion would be Pooh because they both train to be the main hero, only to get outclassed. And wait a minute, that means Butters is Lucas because they're both pacifists and whiny bitches. Oh my god, South Park is just Earthbound. So whatever the hell that was aside, we have some strange shit to cover when it comes to Porky, which shouldn't surprise anyone since, you know, he's from Earthbound. Yeah, that's the same series where you fight this thing. It's also the same series where you fight a metal ant and a dog made of diamonds. So as you can imagine, Porky over here has some, interesting abilities and weapons. Well, let's start things out with Porky's most notable feature. The fact that he doesn't have eyes? What? No, he has eyes. They're just covered up by his hair, kind of like a shaggy dog. Then how the hell does he see? I mean, that hair's gotta get his way, and that is some pretty thick-ass hair. How on earth is he seeing? I don't fucking know. Name one thing in Earthbound that's made any damn sense. You have a psychic kid who fights like the embodiment of hatred. Again, look at what's behind us. It's not exactly a logical game. Well, I mean, there's, okay, you're right. Exactly. Nothing in the game makes any damn sense. Anyway, let's talk about Porky's most notable feature. His mustache. Actually, why the fuck does he have a mustache in Mother 3? Wasn't he a kid in Earthbound? I mean, Mother 3 does take place after Earthbound, so I guess there was a time skip? I don't know, I'll Google it right quick. Let's see, how old is Porky Minch in Mother 3? Here we go, 10,000 years old, holy shit! What the fuck? That was a long-ass time skip. Like, jeez. It doesn't even seem like it was that long of a time skip. The technology's barely advanced. I mean, one of Lucas's teammates is a fucking cowboy. It's not exactly futuristic. Well, strange-ass time skips aside, what I was trying to talk about earlier was Porky's most notable feature. No more sidetracking, alright? Porky's most notable feature would be his mecha. Does that even really count as a mecha? Every time I've seen something referred to as a mecha, it's usually piloted by some hot chick from like Japan or something. You know, like Diva or Yoko Littner. And no offense to any Porky fans out there, but he isn't exactly good looking. I mean, he's got pale-ass zombie skin, and he's gross as all hell. Well, I mean, yeah, but the game's called a mecha, so I guess Porky just got put up there with the greatest mecha-driving waifus. Although I have to agree, Porky is one ugly motherfucker. Although he does look really young for his age, apparently. I mean, 10,000 damn years old. How do we even how is there that big of a time skip between Earthbound and Mother 3? Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Well, anyway, Porky has 2 mechs that we need to talk about. The first one we need to cover comes from Earthbound. This mech is, kinda strange. It has 6 long spire-like legs that he can use to move around, or strike his enemies with. Even stranger is the fact that this mech actually has what looks like spider fangs on it, which I can't imagine would be useful at all, unless you somehow grab an enemy with it. But at that point, you may as well stab with the spider-like things, instead of grabbing him and put him in the weird mandibles of the mech. Well, luckily that mech gets completely outclassed by Porky's second mech that he gets in Mother 3. Hell yeah, this thing is way more practical and far more iconic. For one, while this thing may still have the 6 spire-like stabby legs, they are much longer and have more hinges, allowing for Porky to stab in more directions and hit with more precision. And we all know how powerful a nice accurate stab is. If you don't believe me, just ask my friend Michael Myers, or Freddy Krueger, or Jason. Honestly, any of them can tell you a nice accurate stab will put an enemy down quickly. Well, this mech also grants him some other cool-ass weapons and powers, like a straight-up fucking laser you can use to, well, shoot people Star Wars style. Although Porky can actually, land his shots, unlike those grunt-ass soldiers in Star Wars. God, stormtroopers are so terrible. How do you miss every single shot? Well, while Porky's mech may be equipped with a motherfucking laser, it doesn't stop him from using his mech for more physical attacks. Like as we mentioned before, Porky will actually stab his foes with his spiked legs, but also run into them, jump on them, and wildly slash his enemies to dish out some pretty good damage. This mech also allows Porky to launch out energy blasts and bombs to dish out devastating amounts of damage. Kind of like an online Smash Ultimate player who plays Link. You know, you just throw bombs, spam side smash so you get hit, can't use your stupid energy blast anymore. I just want to have fun playing Ness. But no, every time I try and play Ness, I get lamed out by a Link. Gah! Oh really, you get lamed out playing Ness. Ness is the lamest character in that game. All you gotta do is scream PK Fire and you win the game. Look, Ness is actually a fun character to play. Unlike most people, I know how to combo with him. It's not just fucking PK Fire. Anyway, more importantly, this mech grants Porky some more RPG-sounding abilities, like the ability to debuff his enemy's strength and durability by coughing something up. What the hell does that mean? Well, this move is also referred to as a gas discharge, so I guess Porky has some rancid-ass burps. Probably had a lot of chili dogs or something. Just imagine Porky, getting up close to your ear and burping. Oh, God, it's the most horrifying shit I've ever heard. Well, Porky's mech also contains a PSI counter device that blocks all psychic attacks when activated. And despite his enemies being Lucas and Ness, who are psychic powerhouses, Porky for some fucking reason doesn't keep this damn thing on all the time. Which is stupid, because it negates all psychic attacks. Yeah, Porky isn't exactly the smartest. He's diagnosed with something I like to call fucking stupid. I mean, he helped out a universe-destroying alien god thing. Yeah, he helped out Gygus over there, almost destroy time in the universe. And in case you didn't know, Porky lives in the universe in this timeline. So Porky clearly isn't that smart if he's trying to wipe out the place where he lives. Touché. Well, Porky's mech can also spray a numbing gas that paralyzes an enemy, as well as absorb an enemy's health by, and I quote, sucking on something. I would try and find clarification on what the fuck that is, but I'm scared shitless by the weird shit I can find trying to find that answer. Well, Porky can also do something. The game never clarifies what it is, but he does something, and it makes everybody start crying, which actually lowers their accuracy. And yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I'm a bit too scared to search the internet for clarification, because anytime I look up anything, somehow I find the weirdest shit, like a nostalgia critic body pillow. So let's just stick with he did something and call it a day, right? A nostalgia critic body pillow, what the actual fuck? Who makes those? Who sells those? Please tell me you bought one for Biff Weed. What? No, God! I bought him 12! This should be over to his house right now. So, is it finally time to talk about feats? No, of course not! Aren't you forgetting Porky's third, mech thing? He doesn't have a third mech. Well, he kinda does. Care to elaborate? Sure, you see, Porky has this thing that you can get in called the Absolutely Safe Capsule. Hey, look, it's a second pod. No. Anyway, while inside this capsule, Porky's unable to move or attack or even get out of the damn thing. but it's also unable to be damaged by anything in the Earthbound universe, and instead can outlast the world and even the sun. So he can't move, fight, or get out of this capsule. What the fuck is the point of it? Well, I mean, he's guaranteed to live if he gets in, so it's basically immortality. But he's stuck inside a cramped space with nothing to do. That's like if I locked you in your closet with nothing forever.
Drake? What? Where's the door hole?
Goes right there. See, I drew it with a magic marker.
You were supposed to cut it out with the power saw.
Dude, I'm gonna.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So go get the power saw.
Okay, I will. I see the problem.
Oh, do ya?
I mean, yeah, but my closet won't prevent me from, dying when the sun explodes in a blaze of glory, leaving everybody to freeze to death in a new ice age, basically from a lack of warmth. And most importantly, my closet at least has a Game Boy in there, so I can always play Mother 3 and watch the same thing happen to Porky. Whatever. God, you're so stupid! But unbreakable pods aside, we still have one last thing to mention. You see, Porky can summon an army of mecha Porkies to help him fight in battle. Unfortunately, these guys, unlike other mecha doppelgangers like Metal Sonic or that Metal KO thing, they're complete cannon fodder. I mean, Lucas and his friends can wipe these things out in just a few minutes, and Lucas, if you didn't know, is kind of a whiny bitch. So let's talk about feats. Porky's actually rather strong, as he's managed to fight with the Chosen Four all at once, and that includes Ness, and the Chosen Four were able to fight Starmen who create giant storms, and they were able to kill a dog made of diamonds and an ant made of titanium. Unfortunately, this fight did get interrupted and ended before anybody got too badly hurt or even killed, but fighting the entire Chosen Four all at once is still an impressive as all hell feat. Plus, Porky's managed to go toe-to-toe with Lucas and his friends, who have survived an atomic robot exploding in their face, and Porky should be far superior to his cannon fodder mecha Porkies, who can still take a couple hits from Lucas and his pals, and even dish out some damage to him themselves. Porky's also decently fast as he's able to keep up with the Chosen Four who can dodge his laser beams, and Lucas and his team can dodge light-based attacks from the K9000, and Porky himself is able to keep up with both Lucas and his entire team. Porky's tough enough to take several hits from the Chosen Four and Lucas and his friends in combat. As we mentioned, Lucas and his friends can take out a nuclear robot, and Ness and his friends can take out a creature who created a massive storm. And he even claims to be unkillable, which, while it may not be true in his base form, with the absolutely safe capsule this could be 100% true. That thing has never been damaged by anything that's attacked it. But by far his best trait is his intellect. Believe it or not, Porky's a fucking genius. Really, this asshole's a genius. Didn't we just call him fucking stupid earlier in this analysis? Well, we did, but here's the thing, he's incredibly smart. He invented a better version of time travel than Dr. Andonitz, and he actually was a successful dictator. Hell, he's made several robots to aid him in battle, plus he successfully kidnapped Lucas's best friend Klaus and brainwashed him, turning him into the masked man who then fought and almost killed Lucas. Wow, this fat bastard's a fucking genius. The hell is wrong with him? Well, despite that godlike intellect, Porky isn't perfect. He's a coward and sadistic, plus he can get lonely easily, and altogether he's a hypocrite. Well, even with those flaws, Porky is ready to take you down with his superior brains and mecha brawn.
You get rocked!
Ah, South Park, a peaceful and quiet little mountain town where nothing ever goes wrong. Have you seen the show or played the games or even watched the movie? I mean, they've had the legions of hell invade Earth on multiple occasions, they've blown each other up over homegrown weed, a giant Mechagodzilla version of Barbra Streisand has destroyed the entire city, aliens have invaded this town and shoved an anal probe up Cartman's ass, and all sorts of other shit have gone wrong. I mean, in the game, they fight Nazi zombies that they accidentally created, as well as H.P. Lovecraftian gods who just kind of show up out of nowhere. So I gotta say, South Park is a far cry from a quiet little mountain town. Touché, but I mean, the town is perfectly normal, up until Cartman and one of his friends fucked something up. Like seriously, Cartman used Cthulhu to banish his friends to the Dark Realm, so he could rule the world. They've also, summoned Satan a couple of times, and raised the dead and caused straight up apocalyptic events. Yeah, so as you can see, South Park's kind of a shithole, but at the heart of all these problems lies one fat sadistic asshole who seems to ruin everything. Oh man, we're talking about Porky Minch. What? No, we literally just got done talking about Porky. Well, I mean, Porky is a fat asshole who helped Gygas try to take over the world, which would mean that Ness is Mintberry Crunch, and Pooh would be Mysterion because they both want to train to be the main hero, and then they get outclassed. That means that Lucas is just Butters. Oh my god, Earthbound is just South Park! Strange repeated jokes aside, we have some cool stuff to talk about when it comes to Cartman. He actually has 2 personas that he uses for combat. Looking cool, Cartman! Sadly, it's not that kind of persona. Damn it! But before we can talk about Cartman's alter egos, Cartman actually has 1 power. Isn't he a 4th grader? What kind of powers could he possibly have? When I was in the 4th grade, I still picked my nose and played with items in Smash Brothers. Well, you see, Cartman has Toon Force. Very, very, very inconsistent and strange Toon Force. How inconsistent are we talking here? Well, you see, just as an example, there are times when Cartman over here survives several plane crashes in a row unharmed, and then there's another episode where he gets hospitalized by a school bus hitting him. But how? How the hell is Cartman that inconsistent? How is he able to survive all that shit and then get hospitalized by a bus? Well, you see, here's the thing about Cartman's inconsistent Toon Force. Anytime he's actually been severely injured by something minor like a bus or a beatdown of a PC principal that shook the bathroom, being hit by a bus is not minor. That would kill a mortal man. Yeah, but like, what is a man? For people like us, or most of the combatants we analyze on this show, that is such a minor wound, such a minor inconvenience. I mean, touche, but whatever. As I was saying, anytime Cartman's been heavily damaged by these things, it's been for the sake of a plot or for a joke. He's actually shown to be far stronger and on a more consistent basis. Wow, he's like a reverse Peter Griffin. They have to nerf him for plot points and jokes. Yeah, basically, but who gives a shit about Toon Force when Cartman has his smartphone, which in the mobile game allows him to summon a plethora of South Park characters. And while we don't know his exact deck, he should have access to all the same cards that the new kid does, which would include Satan, Man Bear Pig, Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and so many more. Where the hell can I buy a smartphone that lets me call upon gods and demons to destroy my foes? That's kick ass. I don't know, check eBay or maybe the Nintendo eShop. They've got everything on there, including Chicken Shoot. Anyway, Cartman also has his 2 alter egos filled to the brim with powers that he uses to beat the shit out of his opponents. Such as the Grand Wizard that grants Cartman an arsenal of not-so-magical magic attacks. Well, alongside that wizard getup, Cartman also wields a staff that he uses for 0 magical purposes. He just kinda hits bitches upside the head with it. The first of these amazing not-so-magical magic attacks is the Magic Missile. However, unlike the popular D&D spell or Borderlands grenade, this attack has Cartman throwing a tampon at his enemy, damaging them and causing gross out, which makes the enemy vomit uncontrollably. Because God forbid he use his staff for any actual magic, or anything other than hitting people upside the head. Well, I mean, Cartman can also light his foes on fire. Hell yeah, a real wizard spell. Well, not exactly. You see, Cartman actually uses hairspray and a lighter to burn his foes. Or he'll pull down his pants and let out a mighty-ass fart till then he then lights on fire. Which, as you can imagine, not only burns his foes, but lights them on fire like a candle made of human flesh. Well, that's, morbidly disgusting. Well, last up on Cartman's wizard powers is Curse. Yes! He can actually use magic as a wizard! That's a surprise, actually. Yeah, no, see, with Curse, Cartman activates the V-chip in his head, allowing him to launch out bolts of lightning at his foe. The catch and fun part of this attack, though, is in order for Cartman to use it, or even amp up the strength of his attack, he needs to swear a shit ton. For example, saying motherfucker would do some damage, but saying something like motherfucking piece of dog shit coming out of a donkey's rancid asshole would allow Cartman to hit someone with so much more force. Well, that may be it for his magic attacks. I put air quotes around that. Cartman actually does have another alter ego, being the superhero South Park deserves, Batman. The Raccoon. As the Raccoon, Cartman gains some interesting tools he can use in combat, such as his, claws? Yeah, calling these things claws seems horribly wrong when we talked about Wolverine and Black Panther on the show. But basically these things are little bitch versions of claws that he puts on his fingers, allowing him to cut through his enemies and even give them a bleed stats effect, which makes them take damage over time. What the hell even are those? I would use those to pick my teeth, not for fighting gods, mutants, zombies, and Morgan Freeman. But I guess I can't judge when my weapon of choice is a whip with a sickle on the end of it. Yeah, I wish you would use something a bit more practical and not dangerous to everyone and everything in your general vicinity. Look, I get it, you like to fill your enemies with plasma and lead with your super shotgun and your stupid BFG. But personally, I feel the Belmonts have the right idea. Dude, just fucking broke my Ness amiibo, you asshole! Ha! Consider it revenge for when you broke my Shovel Knight amiibo by burping up a shotgun blast. Stupid weapon designs aside, as the Raccoon, Cartman gains a few new combat skills. Well, not really. He can hack and slash his claws through his enemies, but he really only has one notable attack as the Raccoon, which would be the Raccoon Pounce. With this attack, Cartman leaps high into the air before landing on his foes, swapping places with them. Somehow. Honestly, in a non-RPG battle, this wouldn't make any damn sense. I mean, just imagine that interaction. Yeah, suck on that, fuckwad! Ow, you douche! Ow, you dickweed, you're not supposed to hit me. You're supposed to move where I was. You're not allowed to be able to hit me and stand there. Well, why would I move when I can just stand here and hit you over and over again? Because that's the rules, asswipe. Ma'am, he isn't following the rules. Yeah, fair point. RPG attacks are kinda stupid. Anyway, with his superhero alter ego comes Cartman's ace in the hole when it comes to combat. Mitch Connor. Is that his hand with a face drawn on it? Well, Cartman will insist it's not him, but basically, yeah. And with the help of Mitch Connor, Cartman gains a new power. The ability to cheat. What is cheating at a game of kickball gonna do? No, like he cheats reality. I'm not even shitting you. If someone were to hit him, Mitch Connor could simply say something like, actually, I counter that attack and you take the damage and you get burned, even though it was a punch. So his hand gives Cartman control over reality. The actual fuck. I mean, all my hand is good. Yeah, basically with Mitch Connor he can do as he pleases. Whether it's give Cartman more turns and do stat specs, negate or reflect damage, or really do whatever he wants. Hot damn, that's OP. Oh yeah. But with powers and weapons aside, we need to talk about feats. Well, Cartman's actually incredibly strong. He's actually been able to pick up and shove all of Disneyland up his ass, and then pull it out later. He's also sent kids flying with a kick, and barely damaged Saddam Hussein with his V-chip. On top of that, he's fought the new kid on several occasions, and the new kid has fought building-sized zombie babies, as well as giant mutants, and the new kid can rotate the planet at insane speeds with his own farts. Hell, Cartman's also bullied and overpowered Mintberry Crunch, who could beat Cthulhu, you know, the Chaos God? Cartman's actually really fucking slow, though. I mean, he was so physically unfit, he actually lowered the entire school's fitness level to the point of failure. Yeah, but that was for a plot reason. In later episodes, we see him fight off hordes of zombies and hold his own in fights. On top of that, in the video games, he can react to and block arrows, bullets, explosions, and even more. Plus, he's able to scale to Kyle, who can fly to the moon in mere seconds, as well as Jimmy, who can run laps around the world in seconds as well. He's also fought the new kid who can dodge lasers and move in frozen time, and Cartman helped take down the HP Lovecraftian god of Shub. He's also been able to go toe-to-toe with Mintberry Crunch, who fought and beat Cthulhu. Cartman's also insanely durable, so he can survive 3 plane crashes in a day, as well as being struck by lightning by God himself, and having a huge anal probe shoved up his ass. I mean, he's also managed to hold all of Disneyland in his ass and get in a couple of NASCAR wrecks and be perfectly fine. But the games only amplify his durability, as Cartman can survive gunshots, explosions, hits from satanic animals, the new kid, and even his past self. Cartman can also survive hits from HP Lovecraftian gods such as Shub, and just like Porky, Cartman's best stat is his intelligence. He is a sadistic fuck. I mean, he was able to become a dictator and convince Cthulhu to be his minion. Cartman's also planned the murder of Scott Tenorman's parents. He then cooked them into a chili and had Scott eat them and cry in front of his favorite band while a horse sucked his dick, just because Scott sold him his pubes. God, Cartman has Rick Sanchez levels of genius and that scares the shit out of me. But Cartman is far from perfect. He's lazy, bigoted, and egotistical, which has screwed him over several times in the past. However, at the end of the day, Cartman is one kid you shouldn't double cross, unless you're ready for the hell he can rain upon you.
Everyone gather round! While the rest of you have been picking your respective arses, Sir Douchebag has gone out and brought help to our kingdom. Sir Douchebag, it is time to finally give you a title worthy of your deeds. By the power of Mandaloth, third born of the Red God, and by the glory of Christ, I hereby anoint thee Commander Douchebag, with all the rights and privileges accompanied therein.
Alright, these two fat, sadistic, asshole-ish combatants are set, but only one can come out on top in a fight to the death. Let's settle this! Cartman and his friends are walking to the game store to pick up the new hot game, Bloody McSex Scene. It's a Scott the Woz reference. Shh! It's the narration, you're not supposed to be here. Get out. Anyway, as they walk to the game store, a small robot child comes sprinting through the city before colliding into Kenny, causing a massive explosion. As Kenny's body bursts open and his flesh flies in every direction, Cartman looks over to where the robot came from and yells out, "The fuck? Whoever killed Kenny better show their bitch ass right now before I make them eat their fucking parents!" As Cartman finishes screaming, Porky's mech bursts through the building across from them. Cartman looks over and sees a spider-like robot with a kid inside of it. Cartman then laughs and points at him. "You fat ass! You need a stupid robot to move!" Porky then chuckles before firing a laser at Cartman, who dodges aside and flips off Porky. Cartman then runs into a nearby phone booth before bursting out seconds later in his superhero costume. Porky rolls his eyes as he presses a button, causing a bomb to launch out of his mech towards Cartman. Cartman catches the bomb and pulls back his arm to throw it back at him, but before he can throw it, it blows up his hand, knocking him back. Porky then charges at Cartman at high speeds before swiping his mech's claw-like legs at him. Porky's legs slash into Cartman several times before he tries to go for a fatal stab, but Cartman grabs his mech's leg and tears it off. Porky tries to keep his mech stable as Cartman throws the leg like a javelin through the glass of Porky's mech, shattering it. Cartman then jumps up into the air and lands on Porky's mech as he slashes him across the face several times with his claws, before grabbing him by the neck and throwing him out of his mech. As Porky slams onto the street, Cartman hops down to the street and laughs before he starts to corner Porky. Porky then panics and yells out, summoning a bunch of Mecha Porkies that come to his aid. Porky then runs away as his Mecha Porkies run at Cartman and start to gang up on him. They throw Cartman on the ground and proceed to kick him in a violent fashion. Porky then comes smashing through another building and a new bigger mech. Cartman yells out, "Motherfucking ass-looking dog shit robots!" as a blast of electricity blasts out, destroying all the Mecha Porkies. Porky then snorts in superiority as an even larger legion of Mecha Porkies start to surround Cartman. Cartman pulls out his smartphone and summons Man, Bear, Pig, Satan, and Cthulhu. As the three appear out of nowhere, they start to easily destroy Porky's army like it's nothing. Cartman then smirks as he rushes at Porky. Porky swipes his mecha claws at Cartman, who dodges each attack. Cartman then dashes it past him, cutting off one of the mech's legs. Porky then looks at Cartman pissed off as he fires several laser blasts at Cartman, hitting him multiple times. Porky then rushes at Cartman, ramming his mech into him and tackling Cartman through 7 buildings. Cartman then lies on the ground wounded as Porky lifts up one of his mecha legs and goes to impale Cartman. But as he slams down his leg, he's stopped by, "Actually, you take the damage and it burns you." Porky then looks confused as his mech starts to catch on fire. Porky looks panicked as Cartman jumps up and smashes the mech's glass, before grabbing Porky by the throat and throwing him against a wall. Cartman then floats high up into the air. He looks at Porky and says, "You're in for it now, dickweed." Porky then calls in his absolutely safe pod and climbs in as Cartman floats down. Cartman then laughs as he walks over the pod and rips the door off of its hinges. Porky squeals in fear as Cartman walks over and slits his throat with his claws. Cartman then laughs in victory as he leaves the dark building, heading back to the game store to meet up with his friends. Oh my god, he just murdered that kid! Or 10,000-year-old? I'm still not really sure what the fuck Porky is. Well, for all intents and purposes of today's episode, he's both dead and the loser. Yeah, and that really should surprise anyone who listened to their feats, let alone Cartman's powers. Yeah, but let's go ahead and talk about stats so we can see just how badly Cartman destroys Porky. When it comes to strength and durability, Porky's actually really strong. He can fight with Lucas and his party, who can survive explosions from atomic robots, and those are pretty fucking huge explosions. Ah, but didn't you say that Porky also fought with Ness and his friends in a 1-on-4 fight? So shouldn't that mean that Porky can scale to Ness's absolutely insane strength? Oh yeah, no, he did fight with Ness and the other Chosen 4, but that was before Ness became one with the universe. So at the time of this battle, their best feat was actually beating a creature who could create absolutely fucking massive storms. So at his best, Porky's hitting about city levels of strength and durability thanks to his fights with Lucas as friends and Ness as friends. However, Cartman was simply on a whole other level. You see, Cartman can lift and shove Disneyland up his ass, and then he can pull it out later. That feat alone would put Cartman on a similar level to Porky. However, Cartman has also fought against the new kid who can rotate the earth at insane speeds with his farts, allowing him to actually time travel at weeks at a fucking time. He's also beaten Mintberry Crunch, who was able to fight Cthulhu in a 1-on-1 match and win. And Cartman also helped take out the HP Lovecraftian god Shub, taking several hits while doing it. Both Cthulhu and Shub are outer-versal level threats, and the kids of South Park have shown that they can both match and overpower these HP Lovecraftian gods. Yeah, outer-versal is a far cry above city. Hell, even if Porky could scale the Ness at full power, it'd still be leagues below Cartman's strongest feats. And to be completely clear, Porky cannot scale the Ness at his strongest. So yeah, Porky isn't even an inconvenience to Cartman. But maybe Porky can keep pace with Cartman. We see Porky can fight Ness as pals who can dodge lasers, and he managed to fight with Lucas as buddies who can dodge light-based attacks from the K9000. But Cartman can keep up with the human kite who shoots lasers, and he's overpowered Mintberry Crunch who fought with Cthulhu. Keep in mind, Cthulhu and other HP Lovecraftian gods are so fast it's practically irrelevant, and Cartman was able to fight with the new kid who can move while time is frozen. So yes, if we were to ignore Cartman's insane speed feats, then yeah, Porky could keep pace with Cartman, but Cartman's higher speed feats are something that Porky simply can't deal with. Okay, well what about the armies that both Cartman and Porky can summon? Well, you see, Porky has a legion of Mecha Porkies he can control, which have shown that they can keep up with Lucas and his friends for a little bit. While they are still somewhat fodder, they can still dish out some damage to them and take a couple of hits. But Cartman has a smartphone which in the mobile game is used to summon all sorts of South Park characters, including Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and other South Park characters who share similar feats to Cartman or can scale to Cartman. And he can also summon things like Satan, like actual fucking Satan, and Man Bear Pig. Those are things that Porky's little Mecha Porkies simply can't deal with. So yeah, Cartman's options for an army are far greater than Porky's. Well, that just leaves one more thing to discuss. Both Cartman and Porky's trump cards, being the ungodly Absolutely Safe capsule, which is by far one of the stupidest things we've ever discussed on the show, and Mitch Connor. Haha, yes, the Absolutely Safe capsule. A seemingly indestructible, unbeatable pod that keeps Porky alive and is said to be unable to open once closed. And it can't even be broken. Hell, it's supposedly supposed to outlast the Earth and Sun. Yeah, there's no way Cartman could be that kind of protection. So Porky can just literally wait him out and win by default. Yeah, no. For one, nothing in the Mother universe can damage this thing. Which would mean Gygus and Ness, the strongest beings in the universe, can't break it. And to be completely fair, that's highballing it to say they can't break it. As, well, the only thing we see attack the Absolutely Safe capsule would be Lucas and his friends, who are nowhere near that level. But for the sake of generosity, let's say it's got universal plus levels of durability. Cartman's still way above universal and even multiversal levels of strength. I mean, the man has outerversal strength, so he could easily shatter this capsule. Plus, with the help of Mitch Connor, he could always just, I don't know, bypass the capsule's durability by saying something like, oh, even though I punched this capsule, Porky's now bleeding, which would cause him to bleed to death. Or now you're on fire, which would cause him to burn to death. Or my favorite is he could just say you have gross out now, leaving him to vomit uncontrollably until his capsule's full, and then he drowns in his own vomit. There's like a million ways Cartman could kill Porky, whether it be destroying the damn capsule or killing him through it. Man, that's morbid as all shit. But yeah, poor Porky really had no options in this battle. I mean, Cartman could do everything that he could, just better. He could counter any of his options, or just overpower him with raw brute strength. Yeah, it looks like this fight was Earthbound to go south for Porky. Our winner is Eric Cartman.
What has become of this city? There used to be laws, justice, not anymore. Crime is out of control, cats are missing, and townspeople are being victimized.
Oh, hey! Who pooped on my porch?
What's going on with you? Whoa! Whoa! We were supposed to protect those who couldn't protect themselves.
Get off my car, you little pecker!
Now superheroes are torn apart by political differences.
Next time on Combo Breaker! First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Ghost House Boy for creating that battle render of Eric Cartman versus Porky. That looked absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, next time on Combo Breaker!
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up and that's a dime, and you say you belong to me, that you are mine, imagine how the world will be so very fine. So happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. No matter how they toss and dice, it has to be the only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, maybe the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and me, no matter how I toss and dice, it's hard to sing. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together.
Ah, yes, Garnet versus Carnage. And for all of you guys who didn't, see the fight ahead of time because I posted it on my Discord, as an apology for this episode coming out late, I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know who you think's gonna win. Let me know what you think of the match. And honestly, I hope you guys have a great day.